What's poppin', internet, and welcome to probably the last edition of our E3 recap. You are watching the Synced Up podcast, and I am your host, Michael Clare. Joining me later in the show will be Timothy Dudrow when I call him in to kind of recap his feelings over the event. Going over the Nintendo Direct, it was about 40 minutes. I thought it was pretty okay. I think it was a little lackluster, and I expected a lot more, but that might be my expectations there. So let's go over a little housekeeping real quick before we start. Hey, do you like our show? I hope you do. Well, if you do, consider supporting us on Patreon. At the $1 tier, you get Discord access where you can, conversate with us and everybody else in the Discord. There's a lot of good stuff going on in there. A lot of discussion about E3 lately. And then for $5, you can get post shows to all of our shows. Not the E3 stuff, because that would be way too many post shows. But for the normal shows, you can definitely find us on there. And then new episodes of the Synced Up podcast go up weekly at 7 a.m. Central Time Zone Gang on Mondays. And then for the Filmcast, that is Tuesdays. And make sure you follow us at Synced Up Podcast on Twitter, or Synced Up Pod to keep up to date with all of our content on Twitter. And then you can write into the show at synceduppod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or concerns, and we might discuss them on the show. That was a little rough. That was my first time doing the housekeeping in a long time. So let's get into kind of what was announced. And there was quite a bit, actually. So we start off with Kazuya for Smash. He is started out as the main protagonist from Tekken, moved on later to become an antagonist. So he will be joining Smash. Very reminiscent of how Ken and Ryu play with the Shoto style of fighting. So if you're into that, that's awesome. On June 28th, Sakurai will be presenting more on that character. So get ready for that. That's about 2 weeks away. And then they moved into showing Life is Strange Remastered will be coming later this year, and Life is Strange True Colors will be on September 10th. Square Enix's Guardians of the Galaxy on October 26th will be coming to Switch. I think that's a very interesting get. I don't think I'll be playing that game on Switch. I think it'll run much better on Xbox or PlayStation, but if that's the only place you can play it, I think you should go for it. I think it looks like a fun game. So that's October 26th. Then we have Worms Rumble on June 23rd. That's real soon. They said you can pre-order the game and save 25% or something like that. So if that Worms is your type of game, go ahead and get that deal. Dear Villages, it's a 2D hand-painted turn-based RPG. That's coming September 30th. This one honestly looked pretty cool. It looked interesting. It was just the 2D style, hand-painted style. It was a bit weird for a turn-based RPG, but I like it. I think it looks cool. Announced earlier this week, 2 Point Campus is coming to Switch next year. We saw that during either Summer Games or one of the other showcases, but that'll be coming to Switch next year. Monkey Ball Banana Mania, coming October 5th, is a bunch of remasters. It has Super Monkey Ball 1, 2, and Deluxe HD, I think, and they're all going to get thrown into one bundle on Switch. I'm ready to get extremely angry playing Monkey Ball again. But I think that's a good get. That looks like it'll be really fun, so I'm excited to play that. One of the more interesting announcements here, Mario Party Superstars is coming October 29th, and it is a best of Mario Party. There's 5 maps, a little small for me. I wish they add some more. Maybe they'll do some DLC, but it features 100 mini games from the series as a whole. A lot of people's favorites will be in the game, so I think that's pretty cool. I think this is what Super Mario Party should have been on release, is something like this. So this should have been bundled with that game. It's kind of strange that they didn't, but still it's cool. I think it'll be fun since it's a lot of people's favorites. Has full online capabilities at launch. You can play games with your homies, and then you could save it, leave the game, come back, finish it later. That's really cool. After that, they jumped into Metroid Prime news. They announced that it's still in development and exists, but then they actually continued on with some Metroid stuff. So Metroid 5 or Metroid Dread is coming on October 8th, and it's a 2D Metroidvania type game. It looks very interesting. The style looks very good. I think it looks crisp for a Switch game. I'm really excited to play that one. I think some other people are too. And that's October 8th, and it comes with some new amiibos as well. They look really good, so get excited for that. Then they kind of go into the hype reel thing where they show a bunch of things. Just Dance 2022 is coming this fall, so get excited for that. Cruisin' Blast is a multiplayer racing game, and I'm missing some dates on these. It was hard to kind of keep track of everything. But Cruisin' Blast is a multiplayer racing game that's coming. It's kind of cartoonish. A very arcade-ish kind of racing game. So get hyped for that. Kakarot and the DLC for Kakarot is coming on September 24th, which I thought was a good Dragon Ball Z game. I know the critiques is usually that they tell the same story over and over, but what are you going to do? I think this is the first time they actually kind of told that same story, but used a different avenue of gameplay. So I was kind of about that. And they showed off some more Mario Golf. They showed off the game modes: Standard Golf, Speed Golf, Battle Golf, Golf Adventure. All things I'm pretty sure we already knew, but then they announced that there will be free updates that will be added, such as new characters and courses that will come further down the line. And that will be June 25th is when that drops. Monster Hunter Stories 2 is getting a free demo on June 25th as well. So, and that progress will carry over into the full game. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and get excited for that. Then we have Monster Hunter Stories 2 is getting a free demo. Or sorry, WarioWare Get It Together 2. WarioWare Get It Together will be coming on September 10th, and it's 2-player, which I don't know if that's the first time, but it's cooperative 2-player. It looks very fun. WarioWare is a franchise I've always loved, so I think it's going to be awesome to be able to dive back into that franchise. After that, we got some Shin Megami Tensei 5 news. I think it looks pretty good. That might be a hot take. I don't know. That comes November 12th, and that is Switch exclusive, so that's something to get excited about if that's your thing. There are 4 Danganronpa games coming to Switch, and the collection is physical only, which is weird, but you can buy them all digitally but separately. So strange, but you know, if you want it, go for it. If you don't know what Danganronpa is, it looks like this weird visual novel, Phoenix Wright type game, Among Us type style, where you're trying to figure out who killed who. It's kind of weird. And there's also a board game that I guess is going to be released with that collection. So weird stuff. All for it if it's yours. Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater is coming to Switch. I don't know if that's a new game or if that's something that's already been released, but that is coming. They showed off some Doom Eternal DLC. That's going to be coming to the Switch. Tony Hawk Remaster is coming to Switch. Good game. Strange Brigade is coming to Switch. I had never heard of this game before. It's like a puzzle action adventure type game, and that's out today, so you can pick that up if you want. They showed off some more Mario and Rabbids. It's coming out in 2022. That game looks very good. You free movement around, some new characters. I'm very excited for that game. Advanced Wars 1 and 2 are getting remastered and put on the Switch. That's going to be December 3rd. Then we got into the Legend of Zelda portion of the show, which is about 8 minutes, which is kind of sad, but that's what we got. So we got some new Hyrule Warriors DLC, Wave 1. It's coming in June 18th. Some new weapons. I'm guessing some new mechanics, some new stuff to do. Get excited if you like that. I beat the game. I don't think I'm going to be revisiting it. They showed off some more Skyward Sword. That's going to be July 16th. Don't forget about that. And then, just like they did with Mario during their 35th anniversary, there's a Game & Watch of Legend of Zelda coming out on November 12th. And it features Legend of Zelda 1, 2, and Legend of Zelda Game Boy version Link's Awakening. So, all stuff to get excited for. And then lastly, they ended with what everybody expected, some Breath of the Wild 2 footage. They showed off some new weird powers, kind of like Link was just going through land and some like kind of, I don't know what the word you would use is, but he went through a wall and a floor and some weird stuff. And then there's also some weird time stuff where he used the stasis, I think is what it is, where you freeze stuff, and then just some other weird stuff happens. So some new weird powers to look into. The big thing here is that they expanded the world by giving you access to the sky. Looks like there's a lot of stuff to do in the sky, so that'll be exciting. The castle's been lifted by some creepy Ganon power, is what it looks like to me. I'm not the biggest Zelda guy. I have the shirt on just for the occasion, but if you want to know more about that, let me just call up the homie. Lastly, 2022 is the date for that. So that's pretty much all your news. If you want the more opinionated stuff, stick around, because I'm going to get Timothy DeRoe, co-host, to kind of drop his opinion in, and we'll see how he feels about the whole thing. Hello, Timothy DeRoe. You're on the Synced Up podcast. Welcome to the show. You're coming through clear for me. Hopefully, you're coming through clear on the mic. Let me get some words.
Are we good?
I think so. Yeah, the mic's lighting up, so I think you're good to go.
All right, cool. So Nintendo's E3 showing.
Yeah.
So here, let me mute this real quick because I gotta close the door and it's gonna be really loud. So let me close this door real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the door's closed. So yeah, Nintendo's E3 showing, man, to me was just okay.
I agree.
I think we had an all right middle, and frankly, even the Breath of the Wild 2 thing at the end felt more like a we have to say something about Breath of the Wild 2 or they will riot, so let's just throw something in here.
Oh, 100%.
It didn't really feel like any big type of showing or anything like that, which kind of sucked. I think the Mario Party All Stars remake collection thing is a cool idea, especially with how Mario Party 8 was very lackluster in terms of content and stuff. So I like that. A Monkey Ball All Stars collection, I'm in for that.
I am too. I thought that was a good get. I was kind of surprised to see that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, especially since the last Monkey Ball is kind of the same as Mario Party, kind of lackluster, not too great.
Yeah.
Not a lot of content there. A new WarioWare, that's exciting for the people who want that. That's not for me. It's not my type of thing, but a new WarioWare is exciting for those type of people.
Yeah, definitely something that's been requested by a lot of people. Something that makes a lot of sense to be on the Switch. So I think we were just wondering when it was going to come.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Metroid stuff?
The what?
How do you feel about Metroid?
Metroid Dread, I'm into it. I think I hope they're not charging $60 for it, or $70 worse. I don't know. I think it's hard to justify a game like that, like a 2D game like that, being a full 60, unless they can show me something. Because even like Axiom Verge, Hollow Knight, those games that stay in that realm, they're dropping to the 30, the 20, the 40 mark.
Yeah.
The 60 mark is going to be hard to get me, but I am excited for it. I thought it looked crisp. I thought it was cool that it was like 2D and then it would go into like kind of 3D looking cutscene things, which was cool. Like when she got caught by the monster, it kind of transitioned into like a 3D cutscene.
Yeah.
Which was nice. What else? Let me see. The Zelda 35th anniversary thing they're doing to celebrate, I felt was kind of a spit in the face to Zelda fans. The Game & Watch system is a cool collector's item that's going to be cool for those type of people. It has a couple of Zelda games on it, but for them during the announcement of that to basically confirm we're not making anything else.
Yeah.
Kind of sucked.
Yeah, I didn't bring that up earlier.
Zelda titles planned or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't bring that up earlier, but during the presentation they did say there's no other games being made for the 35th anniversary. This Game & Watch thing is all you're getting, which is pretty disappointing to hear, especially after coming off of Mario's 35th anniversary, where we got the Game & Watch thing too, but we also got the All-Star collection. We got a Mario 99 or 35 or whatever it was. It just felt so weird to kind of. It's the little brother syndrome or something. It's something like that, where it's just like the same care is not brought to Zelda, I guess.
Zelda.
Yeah.
And I guess you could argue, we're getting Breath of the Wild 2 next year. I didn't like the way he worded we hope to hit 2022. I don't know if that's just a translation issue or if that means it might not hit next year. I'm hoping it's a translation issue. So, we get Breath of the Wild 2 within the year, and you got Skyward Sword HD, but I mean, once again, in the retrospect, Skyward Sword is one of those ones that isn't very well regarded. And you have 2 HD remasters of super classic games that are stuck on the Wii U. They could be ported over to the Switch.
Yeah.
And you could do Ocarina of Time again. You could do a Zelda 3D All Stars type of thing.
Oh, easily. You could bring the 64 titles over to the Switch. You could do, just Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. You could just throw those on there. You could do HD Wind Waker. You could do something, but they chose not to, and I don't know why. I don't know when your better time to do that is going to be. So
I don't either, and I think Nintendo specifically, unlike Xbox and even even Ubisoft, frankly, like Nintendo didn't have anything that was like a hard hitter. We knew Breath of the Wild 2 was coming. All the thing that they showed us was tell us that there's stuff going on in the sky, but it's still coming.
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't anything hard hitting. You know, Xbox finally showed off the multiplayer of Halo. They showed us Forza Horizon 5, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Redfall coming out. They showed us a little bit of Starfield. Nintendo didn't have like a, oh shit, they didn't have an E3 moment, in my opinion. So
I don't think they did either. I mean, usually Smash can do it sometimes. Definitely not with Kazuya. I understand Tekken's a great property. It makes so much sense to bring a Tekken character into the Smash universe, especially when you got like Street Fighter.
It doesn't have far reach and long lasting. Like a ripple is going to be felt.
Yeah, it's not a popular. It's not even highly requested. You have people asking for Geno, Sora, Crash. And while he makes sense, it's not the best pick in my opinion. And it's so weird because I feel like this Direct, it's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, but it's not great.
Yeah, and I agree. You're right. It didn't have that E3 moment where I was like, oh my god, I didn't see this coming. I'm so excited. There's so many properties and we got nothing from them. Maybe tease. Now that we know Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be here next year, start throwing teasers out for Odyssey 2 or whatever your next big 3D Mario's game is going to be. So
yeah. I think the biggest shock coming from the Nintendo E3 showing was that somehow Guardians of the Galaxy is coming to the Nintendo Switch. No one else would have a Switch Pro or anything. I don't know how the fuck that's going to work.
Yeah. I'm not going to be playing it on Switch at all. I refuse.
Yeah.
So.
Me neither.
Well, I think that about covers it. That was a lot of the main stuff. That's pretty much.
I don't got much else to say, but I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work. I delivered smell and I'm melting just sitting here in the sun. So.
Well, I'll let you get back to that. Get home quicker and maybe Bandai is going to show off more than just one video game, and we can get excited about something they do. But if that's not the case, this will be the end of your E3 recap from the Synced Up team for the year. You can tune in to this coming weekend's episode. Well, we'll probably recap and discuss E3 as a whole, but this should be it for your main recap stuff. So thank you for joining us on this adventure. Tim, anything before we sign off for, I guess, the conclusion of our E3 recaps?
No, that's about it. We should be doing an E3 post-mortem next week, talking about who we thought won
best
E3,
of show, worst of show.
The announcements were, but that's about it.
Well, all right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, make sure you do all the socials, the check out Patreon, Twitter, all the fun stuff. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll catch you next week during the regular scheduled episodes.
Bye.
Goodbye.